Hey there, Cancerian community. Soul Tigers here with a story for this wonderful community. Now, I'm not sure what's happening, but let me tell you, the vibe I'm picking up is definitely the Cancerian in this story's third eye is highlighted. So they may be picking up more things, intuition, they're having more clarity, more insight. Maybe they're starting to dream again, have that imagination. Now with all of that and all the tasks at hand, don't get overloaded. Make sure to take a step back and breathe. Especially if this Cancerian is looking to issue out a new forwardness or a way of speaking up. And when those moments come, or other moments, when you overcome a task, even though it's something a part of adulting or doing what you're supposed to, but it was a pain in the rear, go ahead and take time to have a little moment to yourself and be proud that you're doing it. You've been doing it, and you keep moving forward through all them tests, through all them lessons. You're still going, and you're going after what you want. You gotta be your own hype man. Even when things are going really good, that doesn't mean that you back off of your positive affirmations. You back off of hyping yourself up. No, that is just as important. Hype yourself up still. You are still that person, okay? And something weird's going on. I'm not gonna tell you, but the cat's out the bag on some stuff. Ready to move forward. Watch out. Watch out. And what I get is a lesson I had today. I'm not gonna lie. I got a boo-boo. I don't know if you can see my boo-boo, but I got a boo-boo. And it came at the expense of trying to issue out a lesson. Am I a perfect person? Hell no. And one of the things about me, because I have so much fire influence in my chat, is when I feel like somebody's not doing right and they're doing it on purpose just to be an ass, I say something. I really do. And I don't like bullies. I don't like people acting stupid just to act freaking stupid. I don't. And sometimes there's a difference between acting stupid, being ignorant, and being an ass just to be an ass. Alright, those all have their little categories, and each one I handle different. But when you just being an ass to be an ass, oh yeah, and that's when it takes two to tango, and I step up. I'm not gonna lie, I step up. I don't like it. I remember there was this one time I was going to check into this hotel, and I already had problems with the management. They want to do shift change right as you're supposed to be checking in. It's going to take an extra hour. I got to wait in my vehicle. I wasn't happy. I made my reservation. It's not working. Just stuff was piled on, and I wasn't happy. And yeah, I had my little unhappy, frustratedness, little damn, why is it got to be like this kind of talk with the management, whatever. But I let it go. Stuff's got to happen. But then this other person came in and they just went off, being the biggest ass ever and just trying to be just this overbearing masculine energy. We all know these type of masculine energies that just think they're all that because they got that thing between their freaking legs. And you're not all that. And especially sometimes when it comes to talking to a feminine energy, they really like to assertive, just to intimidate. And I didn't like this. And I jumped right in. I didn't jump in his face, but I jumped in that conversation because I don't believe in treating people like that. I don't care how angry you get. You don't need to call people down. You don't need to be a bully. All right? So whatever this forwardness, whatever this watching out is, I feel like just be diligent. Be diligent with whatever's coming out of the bag. Whatever you feel like you got to be forward about, just be diligent with it. And then I had the heart chakra. And when I looked at the heart chakra, because I felt it felt like the pain right here. And I was harboring, thinking on all that stuff. And when I felt this, when the heart chakra is imbalanced, you'll get jealousy, you'll get bitterness, you'll get holding grudges, lack of empathy. So be careful. Be careful with whatever's coming out the bag, whatever has came out the bag, whatever lessons you want to issue, just be careful. Don't let it come back and bite you in the butt in the long run. That's what I gotta say. What's gonna get you through whatever's happening now with this cat out the bag, it's gonna be hard work. And it's gonna be giving thanks. Oh, it always ends up like that, doesn't it? I feel you, but it really is. Because at the end of the day, you can see yourself grow in a lot of ways just by how you react to things. Have you gotten more patience? Are you more stressed? Are you more edgy? Can you handle a situation and be flexible with it? And a lot of times that all comes down to how comfortable you are with yourself and your environment. Let's put it out like that too. All right, let's get started. So I got Moonology right here. Boom, boom, boom. What needs to come out for the introduction? Expect a powerful change. But this comes out in reverse. And it's on something we don't see. Emotions are running high. Okay, so yeah, both of those cards were in reverse. That just goes off of that last little part I was saying. Be careful how you issuing out stuff. Especially when your emotions are running high. Especially when you're feeling it right here. You feel like the burning feeling is right here. That's where that giving thanks is really gonna be important. And it could be giving things that even though it didn't work out, at least you can wash your hands of it now. You know? No more that situation. You can take that old uniform, whatever, and just go toss it. You don't gotta show up and deal with that anymore. So just keep in mind, there's a lot of different ways we can look at stuff. Surrender to the divine. Remember, the Cancerian who seems to be in my story a lot has been told they're on divine timing. I don't know if they believe that yet, because it's still coming out in reverse. Believe in the impossible. And what I just got now is whatever just happened, it wasn't by chance. It wasn't by chance. You've been putting in the work. Your spirit guides, ancestors, angels, divine, they all see it. They just want you to believe a little bit more. 2 more cards for me. 2 more cards. This is so fitting. Boom. New moon in Leo. Confidence is your key to success. What is the house of Leo? The house of Leo is the 5th house. Externalization of self, meaning what we vibrate inside, we're putting to that outside. And confidence, it's believing in yourself, believing that you do have this, and surrendering those fears, surrendering what emotions that keep coming up, that keep telling you that you're not doing it, you haven't been doing it, because guess what? You've been doing it. You really have. And I really feel like this confidence is your key. Being able to know that stepping out knowing that you are this bad mama jamma. It isn't about self-sacrificing here. With a lot of the other signs, we've been focusing on one of the stories with the mythology with Leo, and it has to do with self-sacrifice. But I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing that this externalization of self is going to come at building that confidence within, saying that you're this bad mama jamma, knowing it, walking in with it, wearing it, having those positive affirmations at hand whenever a thought of doubt comes through. Like, seriously, you really got to be your own hype man. Surround yourself with things that do that. Good podcasts. All right, luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Another one comes out like this. I'm telling you, it isn't just by chance. You've been working hard. You've been earning stuff. All right, so I feel like this confidence is something that got to be worked on. And it starts with surrendering. It starts with knowing how to harness your emotions when they're running high for the better, instead of saying going tick for tat with somebody, an ear for an ear, an eye for an eye. Level up. Nah, you take your own eye. I'll keep my eye. I'm too busy seeing what I gotta do next. Don't let these people or whatever situation you getting ready to come out of or dealing with, don't let them rock the boat. No, just don't let them rock your boat. Keep believing in yourself, because you've been doing it all along. Let's face it, you're the one who's waking up every day. You're the one who's getting yourself up and getting ready to face life. These other ones, don't worry about them. You got to have your own back. And when you learn to have your own back, and you're solid in that, then you can teach others. Teach others through your example. All right, what would like to come out for the present? All right, let's see. Choices. But we still could be confused between some choices. Do I go left? Do I go right? Do I take the blue pill? Do I take the red pill? Do I take both? Is it okay? Or am I going to be crazy? Sitting here telling myself, you got it. You got it. Look at you. I'm proud of you. And somebody walks by me and hears me. Am I going to look crazy? I mean, to a non-believer, of course you're going to look crazy. But what does it matter to them? What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? Your old ways of thinking? Of being up in a cage all the time, not being able to release those passions? What are you really passionate about? What has been holding you back? I mean, what's the worst that can happen when you get rid of that conflict with yourself inside? Maybe it's going to be a new way of going. Princess of Pentacles is going to be our Knight of Pentacles. Any change that you make, especially when it comes into learning how to reprogram our thinking, because that's what it is when you start to become your own hype man, and you're trading your self-doubt for this willpower to believe in yourself, to see yourself successful. That is literally reprogramming yourself. You're taking down your structures, your inner structures of what you thought everything was supposed to be. And then you're rebuilding. Coin by coin, you're making that investment step by step. And it's not always the fastest movement. It's something that you really have to focus on. It's something that you gotta believe. And even on them tougher days, just congratulate yourself. Don't be upset. Everybody has them days. We all slip up. We all slip up sometimes. I'm telling you. We can find a million reasons to beat ourselves up over the past. Million reasons. But what's it gonna get you? What is it gonna get you? You really do come between the old versus the new. That's what I get when I see this looking back and forth. The old versus the new. How do I go about and start developing, say, a new emotional kind of intelligence about myself, a new way of feeling about myself and trusting my emotions? You know, how can I be okay with stepping out of what has been built, what has been laid down? Maybe something that has already been pulling at my passions, putting my fire out, and learning how to flip it. Learning how to flip it and to come out of what once was. Is it okay? I mean, you're thinking about it, you're making those steps, but you're just not too sure. I have a feeling that somebody feels like they could be selfish, focusing on their cups, focusing on how they feel, and validating it. You'll have others. Oh, here we go. You'll have others who will make you feel selfish when you start standing up for yourself. Don't forget that. Oh, buddy. What I'm seeing is don't get too caught up on what could have been wrong. Because what could have been wrong actually is what still helped you build. Sometimes you gotta learn stuff and it gets outdated. It gets outdated. I'm always saying human behavior is always changing. Y'all know that. We can go in the stores right now and see how children act. And we can think back 10 years ago was a little different. 20 years ago was way different. 30 years ago was really, really different. So, and even the way people act, it's always changing. So just be open to that. Don't get, how do I put this? Don't get mad at yourself for not knowing and then recognizing what you were doing. That is something that people do. They'll start to look back and they'll see with their eyes something new that they've learned. They've pulled back some filters, you know, they've taken off some blinders, and now they look back and like, oh my goodness, how could I be that? How could I have kept doing that? And they'll start to get down on themselves for that, for even being able to look back from a new view. That's not the name of the game. That is not the name of the game. You shouldn't work so hard to level up just to look back and feel bad. That's going to bring you back down. Don't worry about that. That's water under the bridge. All that stuff is what's going to help make you grow. It's going to help bring the light out. All right, let's go for a few more cards, and then we're going to go for the block. All right, and here is our few more cards. So what I hear is directly from Cancerian is I feel like I just wasted so much time, though. So I have the Hierophant in reverse. I have Temperance in reverse. And then I have the Star in reverse. And that's where I get that. Is I've wasted too much time and now I gotta work on this. Your book of life is not done. Your path is not even near completion yet. I'll tell you what, if you're here right now, your path, your book of life, whichever way the boat is sailing, the journey's not over. You have plenty of time. Plenty of time to work through this. Plenty of time to keep moving forward. It's not too late. So what, you're in your 30s? So what, you're in your 20s? So what, you're in your 40s? So what, you're in your 50s? So what, you're in your 60s? So what, you're in your 70s? You know what? So what, you're in your 80s? I'm going to say 90s. You done lived your life. You lived your life. Just forget yourself and be comfortable and enjoy the ones around you. I really am. At that point, I'm going to say, don't worry. Don't worry. Just take those lessons, try and remember them, and when you come back again in your next reincarnation, do it up. Do it up. Because there's a time and place to harbor on some stuff, and then there's a time and place just to let it go. We all got to make those choices for us. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the block. What is it that needs to come out for the block? For the Cancerian energy. I feel like y'all are a lively bunch. Stuff is definitely moving out, moving around. There's some kind of success. But what I'm seeing is a graph and an arrow that's green that just, it wants you to keep climbing. This is what your ancestors, your angels, your spirit guides, divine, all that universal energy right here. They're saying, here is this token. Keep feeding that good karma. Keep feeding that good karma. And I'll tell you right now, don't forget to thank them. I'm just here to help receive it, here to help translate it, here to let them know how you feel too. I'm also here to help. But don't forget to thank them. Don't forget to thank yourself, because this is all a big partnership between us and them and the Cancerian in this story. So, all right, let's go ahead. What's going on with the block? Something we don't see. We have a 7 of Swords. Talk about Aquarius. Some fixed thoughts. Look at those. That's sharp. Fixed thoughts. Those fixed thoughts are intruding on the emotions. They're intruding on the passion. All right. Being able to give you that passionate start. Being able to say, it's okay to start building this way. Here's that first start. Here's that first stick. Here's that first stave. Here's that first one. Here's that first coin. But is it too selfish? Is it too this? Is it too that? Did I really deserve this? What does being proud of myself mean? Oh man, if you don't know, then go listen to Mr. Rogers. I'm proud of you. And if you are from that generation, let that nostalgia wash all over you. And then I want you to take that feeling, and every time you're conquering something, every time you practice patience, even in traffic, I want you to bring that moment up. Bring that moment up and be proud of yourself. Because I know Mr. Rogers is. I know I am too. I'm being silly. I don't know. I feel like y'all are having a good energy. You guys are moving on up. Again, this is just to reconfirm everything. I have that 6 of Pentacles, being fair. I have a 5 of Pentacles. Stop leaving yourself out in the cold. Here comes that Ace of Pentacles. Throw down on them thoughts. Throw down on them thoughts. Bring some groundedness into them. It could be breathing exercises. Get down with the box breathing. B-O-X. Breathing techniques here on YouTube. After you get done liking this video and subscribing, go ahead and look that up. It's a beautiful technique that makes you focus. Focus on the breathing, being able to step out of the mind. Then add some positive affirmations for that. I believe it was the end of Scorpio's video that they have a positive affirmation in there if you want to go ahead and check that out. So right now, it's just blocked up by the thoughts. by the thoughts, leaving yourself out in the cold because of these thoughts, not knowing how to be fair with yourself, not knowing how to ground yourself out, not knowing how to say, I'm done. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of you, negative thought. Get out of here. Honestly, you know what I do? Is sometimes, because I've been through a lot, sometimes depending on the thought and how I feel about it, is I invoke my angels of protection. I let my angels of protection please help cut this out of my frequency. This is not a part of me anymore. And it helps. It helps to know that I do have backup. So don't forget that you got backup. Then I have a 4 of Cups here. Some we're stuck reflecting on. Some we don't see. The movement. How you've been moving. Could it be how you've been moving since you were younger? What is that? Let's get a clarity card. Clarity card for the Sun. We have this 5 of Cups. On to the 10 of Staves. It's reflecting on all that past. All that past built. If I unbuild it, how much could I lose? Is it that? How much work is it going to be to put back together? Who's down to go on this journey? Oh, that one's a good one, because when you start changing stuff up, your view starts changing too. But you know what? The only thing that's going to change is if who you put up with when they come over there with their negative thoughts, trying to sit there passively aggressive or forwardly come at you in the wrong direction. That's the only thing that's going to change. I wouldn't even worry about that. I'm worried about others. I wouldn't worry about that. That's just, you're going to end up learning how to teach people no. That you're not going to put up with it. All these adult children that are running around acting like little kids still, you're going to teach that child, no, you're not going to put up with it. And you're not going to give them attention when they do act like a fool. So I have the Temperance here. Temperances came out twice. Both times in reverse. And the 4 of Swords. Why? Why are you going against your intuition? That's what I feel like you're going, because here we had that balance. Now we got more of intuition. But this intuition has a dragon on it. It is the year of the wood dragon. And for me, what I interpret is that that's us going in and exploring our foundations. All these staves right here. The wood dragons coming out here in reverse. Fighting that intuition. Remember, I told you that third eye. When it is imbalanced, there's a lack of insight, poor imagination, nightmares, low concentration. If you're starting to feel that, then you've been ignoring some signs. You've been trying to put something on the back burner. And if you're putting something on the back burner, it does come at a cost. You can't have a gift. I was seeing this the other day. You can't have something and not practice it or acknowledge it and expect it always to be there. Just like with intuition, just like with relationships, just like with work, just like with a lot of things that we care about, even plants, you got to maintain it. You got to maintain it. Something that they don't believe. What don't you believe? You don't believe that conflict will ever come to an end. And it has to do with close partnerships. Oh, we're still hung up on the stuff that we've been intimate with, or, you know, that we trusted on a very close level. That's hard. Here's our wands right there. There's our star. That's hard. That is hard, but you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. Getting bitter about it and that heart ain't gonna get you moving forward. It's not. This is why this hard work came out. This is why you gotta give thanks for dealing with this other fool. Oh, but I thought it was supposed to be the ideal. They dressed up. They were dressed up. They were singing a song. You know, they were doing a special dance. They had their best jewelry on. I heard this. I think it was on, I don't know if it was Bernie Mac or it just had to do with one of the kings of comedy. I can't remember if it was a skit. But they said that their parent had taught them, the better that person's dressed, the more you gotta watch out for them. Because you got a lot of fake people who flexing, who don't have nothing to offer you. They don't got, what is that, 2 pennies to even rub together kind of thing. And that's what happened. You got, somebody came in, did the dance, was a dancing, what I got is a dancing chicken. If you know anything about dancing chickens and hot plate, they was a dancing chicken to somebody else's hot plate. That's what was going behind. That's really behind the scenes. That's behind their scenes. But yeah, this could be something that's really repetitive. Always sitting here getting stuck up in something that looked really good, but then it ends up turning into something different. What is it? Then it still comes down to the thoughts. You have to give thanks that none of these worked out. Maybe it's the point in time that this Cancerian is finally sick and tired of being sick and tired. And it's going to change some stuff for them. One of the things about the full moon is the full moon's in Aquarius. Aquarius is the 11th house, social aspirations and ideals along with reform. But Aquarius also represents authentic self. This confidence right here, confidence is your key. This is a part of getting down with your authentic self if you're going to make it through this. Don't forget that. You are just as mighty. You belong in the top positions if you're working hard. If you're working hard, you're putting in the hours, you're doing the most. Why don't you believe you deserve it? The top positions. Because there's a lot of people who are in top positions who won't do nothing. That's why we're going to spill some tea right here. Let's spill some tea. Let's ask about these lovers. What is it about these lovers? What is it about these past partnerships have been some broke. They've been broke. They've been broke. Then I have this Queen rising, but she's in a side position. So this is something that keeps you from that Queen rising, stepping into your power, praised, coming up, spotlight. I feel like you end up with a lot of people who are taking your shine because they're gonna wanna, they can't compete. They can't compete. And I feel like it could come down to social kind of things. Being able to talk to people, building relationships with people. I see that it has to do basically with thoughts of people. Whoever it is, you get a lot of people, whatever situations, you don't know it, but they a little bit hating because they can't do what you do. And they could be getting in their head about it. You can make them stressed, overthinking, overanalyzing. How come I can't do what this person does? But I feel like they have you in your head with the little things that they do. Little things that they do. Let's ask a question. What is the little things that they do? What is the little things that this other energy does? Ooh. Ooh. Whoa! I wasn't expecting that. I knew something juicy was going to come out, but landed straight on, broke. Look at that. They got them some bad habits. They doing stuff to me behind closed doors. I'm telling you, no matter how good a person looks, you don't know what's going on in their personal life. You don't know what type of things that they use as coping mechanisms. There's a lot of things that we can get addicted to. People just sit here and speak about drugs. No, we can be addicted to coffee. We can be addicted to books. We can be addicted to gaming. We can be addicted to eating. We can be addicted to behaving in low frequency, such as being addicted to being a hater. There's a lot of things that we can be addicted to. A lot of things. So whatever's happening here is because there's some stuff that's going on behind their closed doors. It doesn't even have to do with you. This has to do with man. This is for entertainment purposes right here. Don't get it twisted. This is just a story. But whatever this mofo's doing, whatever this business is, they're spending money. And they're not spending money on the things that they should be. They're going in and there could be stealing. There's going in and covering up purchases, stuff like that. You can get people who will buy things and they'll take that thing and they'll go sell it to somebody for stuff. So there's some shady stuff that's happening behind a closed door. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with you. This person dressed their best. They try to come in acting like they was all that in a bag of chips, and they going through it. I can't even sit here and be happy about it. I can't sit here and take pride in somebody suffering. No matter how much a bully's a bully, I can't. That's a person who's suffering. If you're getting away from them, getting ready to get away from them, Cancerian in this story, thank you. If this is the wake-up call the Cancerian in this story needed to start having them see that it's not them, here you go. Because forget this fool. They're a waste. They are a waste of time. They're a waste of energy. Let's spill some more tea. What else would like to come out? Waste of time, waste of energy. They could have been something that really forced things. Forced their opinions onto you. Forced their thinking onto you. And they could have did it in a passive-aggressive way. These little side pokes, these little side judgments. We've all had somebody who makes those little side comments. And that's what I think and that's happening too. It was just like a non-stop of their opinion. You could have been doing something right, but then there's some snickering remark about it. And when I was thinking about that, I started having some digestional stuff. So if anybody who's facing a little bit more acid reflux, this could be stress induced. And it could be the stress from whatever this broke mofo is. And they use some tactics. And them tactics. Them tactics aren't right. Them tactics are ones that are going to take a lot from you. Basically what it is they're intimidating you because they want to break you. They want to make sure you don't go anywhere, and that when they jump, you jump. And congratulations. Because even though you've been defeated in your mind about all this, you're still moving forward. You're still moving forward away from them. You're still doing your thing. You still have that upbeat energy. It just got a little scary right here because we decided to look behind the curtain. We decided to open the closed door. And they didn't think we was going to peek there. And I'm nosy. I like to peek sometimes. Sometimes it's better not to know. Not going to lie about that. All right. So get out of your head about this person. Get out of your head about this situation. Don't even give them the power over you to hold a grudge to them, because they're not worth it. This mofo is dealing with their own bad habits. Those bad habits always catch up. We know this. We know this all the time. So don't put their suffering, their demons, don't let their demons hitch a ride on your back. Because when you start suffering or continue to suffer, continue to hold a grudge, hatred towards somebody, that's letting their demon hitch a ride on you. And it's not a big one. It could be a little mini one, but that's that grudge there. That's that anger that you're always going to shoulder for them or that situation. And if you move on, it's a time for healing. And I hear that song, Let It Be. Just let it be. And be proud that you got yourself out of it. You seen it. You smelt it. And it did not smell right. Look at that bigger picture. Look at that bigger picture. Take a big step back. What I'm hearing actually is to take a break. Take a mental break from it. Maybe get distracted with something else. Work on a hobby. Just take a break. Could be over analyzing, overworking the scenarios and stuff. We have this full moon in Sagittarius, and guess what? Sagittarius is my mutable energy. That's the ending of seasons right there. So there's going to be the ending of something. And when you've taken a nice little mental break, given yourself an emotional break, cleansed out, do a nice shower meditation. Give yourself permission to release. Journal. All right. And when it's been a week, not no 24 hours, not no 5 hours. When it's at least been a week, then look at that bigger picture. Shine the light on it. See what it is. But do it with your authentic self. I'm almost hearing do it around the full moon. Be some good energy. Good energy there. All right. What else would like to come out? Be careful. Be careful. A fiery climax approaches in full moon in Aries. I would say don't head off like a ram. It's not worth it. If they're really lost to something, going in and trying to bust them, that's where that be careful with that forwardness. Going in and trying to prove a point, it's just going to make you look some type of way. In a sense, be bold and make your move in a new direction. Because that cardinal start of new season. Leave that other stuff behind. Leave that other stuff under the bridge, you know, as the water flows. Let it go. Let it go. Make your moves for yourself now. Because the more you dwell on this, the more you give this your power, the more it takes from you. It's okay. It's okay to be done with it. All right. And there may be some blaming. Again, there's a feeling of some time has been wasted. Maybe you feel like what work you have put in isn't paying off. That's why I said you need to be proud of yourself. Even if it's getting yourself out of something that dressed up really good, that gave out those false promises, kudos. Kudos. A lot of people would sit there and still deal with it. They'll deal with it, get more stressed, get more unhappy, find themselves some coping mechanisms. And nothing will come of this situation. I think you know that. I think you know that. But on the other side of it, I feel like the over-focusing on it is not going to do it for you. Take a break. Take a break. Leave that void alone. Go have some fun. Go have some fun. The summer is not done yet. What is it? Is there a lake? Is there a beach? Is there a favorite trail? Where is it that you can be able just to find peace? Find peace and fill yourself out. See how you've came so far, right? Came far out of that south node. Don't let your past hold you back. That's that south node. I already know. I already know. You already know. And here it is. Transformation time. It's time to release negativity. That's what it is. Establishing your foundations. You are the 4th house Cancerian energy. Don't forget that. You are also a feminine energy, so make sure to have some compassion, acceptance, kindness, and mercy for your past choices. When you are feeling like you haven't been showing up, exercise that kindness. Exercise that compassion. See you getting what you deserve. And knowing that you deserve it. Knowing that you've had the choice. And you can still make the choice. Your journey isn't over yet. Whoever this is, whatever situation you've been dealing with, just let it go. Let it go. Don't let their little demon energy catch you right on your shoulder. Don't bother yourself. Bring that balance in knowing that everything happens for a reason. And this reason just taught you a really good lesson. A lesson about how you are a bad manajama. And this other one was just a fool who was dressed up in good clothing. All right? Thank you so much. I hope y'all enjoyed this story. I definitely wasn't expecting this, but it fits the vibe. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.